Today, I'll be sitting down with James Lee from the Phenix Group, and we will be discussing how defaulting on your student loans can affect your credit score and what you can do about it now. Hey y'all, Abby Husbands here. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas, and if this is your first time stopping by my channel, you might want to consider subscribing. Today I'll be sitting down with James Lee from the Phenix Group, and he is an amazing credit repair specialist, and we will be discussing student loans and how student loans and defaulting on your student loans can affect your credit score and what you can do about it. Hey y'all, so this is James Lee with the Phenix Group. Hello, James.
Hey, Abby. Hey, everybody.
And today we're going to be discussing student loans, because what I've noticed is, like, the past couple of years, I've had clients that have come to me that have wanted to purchase a home, but for some reason they've defaulted on their student loans because they stopped paying them.
Right.
And I typically don't get into people's finances. So tell us what happens when people decide to stop paying on them, why they stop paying on them, and why it's a horrible thing to not pay your student loans.
Yeah. Well, so the two main reasons that I find when I first start talking with a client, as far as what got them into the student loans in the negative position that they're in, is they either A, deferred the payments after they got out of college, and then those or B, they put them in forbearance after a difficult financial situation arose. And so usually student loans are defaulted or on forbearance for a good 6 months. And then when it's time to make that first payment, they either forget about it or they just kind of like put it on the back burner, out of mind, out of sight type thing. And so when that happens, you know, you're gonna get late pay after late pay after late pay, and 35% of our FICO scores payment history. So that in itself is going to drop the scores. You know, and so when go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, because I did have one client who stopped paying on his student loans, and then he just thought that they were going to be forgiven, and he said he actually forgot that he even had student loans.
Yeah. And so if after student loans are delinquent for a period of time, the next steps are either they get moved to collections. And if student loans get sent to collections, you are guaranteed anywhere between 2 to 3 times the remaining principal to pay back. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, if they're in collections for a certain period of time, the next step is wage garnishment.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So what we like to do with our clients is we like to help them either prevent the collection status or prevent the wage garnishment by consolidating the student loans, getting them into one fresh new loan so that they can begin making payment history on that fresh new loan. And then what we can do on our end is we can turn around and we can engage all the individual student loans that have been reflecting those late pays, and we have success with removing those accounts.
Oh,
and
cool.
So as those accounts come off the credit report, the late pays come off with it, and that's going to help their scores pretty substantially.
Okay. So we were talking the other day to where you were saying, like, say someone decides to file for bankruptcy. Is that right? That you cannot touch student loans? Like, you will always have to be responsible for paying those back?
Yeah, there is absolutely no way out of student loans.
Okay.
You know, somebody can file a bankruptcy and they can put in all these different accounts within the bankruptcy, medical, utility, whatever they have. You can put those into the bankruptcy other than student loans. So yeah, student loans is never something that you can just like try and get rid of unless you get that forgiveness, which is few and far between.
Right. Well, because then I also had another client who said that she went to work for the state of Texas, and there was some sort of a program that if she worked for them long enough that they would forgive her student loans. Or have you heard of that?
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay.
And you know what, the forgiveness part, it would be phenomenal, right? You don't have to pay back all the balance. But I don't think that those student loans that are reflecting the late pays before that happens come off the report. even in the forgiveness. And so they might have all these individual student loans reflecting on the credit report with a $0 balance, but their scores are still negatively getting impacted from the late pays that are reporting on there.
Oh, okay. So what you guys do is you remove them, but the late pays go with them.
Yeah, so we remove the entire account itself.
Okay.
Once usually people will have, before they consolidate the student loans, they'll have 4, 5, 6, 7 individual student loan accounts reflecting on the credit report. It'll say something like U.S. Department of Ed or Navient, something like that. And then, once you consolidate those, all those 4, 5, 6, 7 individual student loans are going to close because now they're in just one loan.
Right.
And then that's when we can turn around and we can have success with removing those individual accounts with the late pays.
Okay. And I know it's going to vary from client to client, but is there like an average time to pay it off and to clean up their credit that you're seeing?
For us, we can get it done. Yeah, everything is different, but we get it done within the time of them being in the program, which is 6 months or less. Usually with student loans, it takes about a month and a half or so to actually get them fully consolidated. So you kind of have that waiting game, and then after they fully get consolidated, that's when we can turn around and engage those loans. But yeah, within the time length of the program, which again is 6 months. And then as far as the repayments go, they have income-based repayment plans, so that helps with the consolidation as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We guide them through. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay.
We guide them through that entire process. I have an email that I can send them. It gives step-by-step instructions on how to consolidate. If they have any questions, I'm right here.
Okay. So is that something that you're seeing? Because it does come up quite often, is that people just stop paying their student loans. Is there like some myth out there that people are saying that if you don't pay their student loans, something good happens? Because I do see it.
I hope not. I hope not.
Okay.
I hope no one's getting that advice. I mean, for me, the majority of what I see is, again, just them either putting those student loans in forbearance or deferring the student loans, and then just never picking up on the payments once it's time to start making the payments on them again.
Okay. And why would they do that? Like, why would they defer them? Just for example.
So a deferment usually happens whenever they get out of college and they're in that transition of getting a job or getting settled in their job. The government will give people, X amount of time from graduating to then paying on the loans. That's for the deferment. The forbearance is if somebody comes into a financial situation to where they can't really make payments on the student loans at the time. And so the government will put them on forbearance, usually about 6 months or so. And then, so that's the reason for the forbearance.
Okay. Well, so essentially keep paying your student loans.
Keep paying them. Yeah. The worst thing that you can do is get the late payments on the credit report. Because again, our FICO score is broken into 5 categories. The number one category that impacts us is payment history, 35% of our FICO score. So it's better to just be proactive with it. Go and put them in forbearance if you need to, but really try and avoid those late pays.
So is a late pay like after 30 days? That's a first late pay?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so really it's 1 day after that due date, right? So now you can call and maybe say a story, see if they'll help you out with that. But yeah, typically you're 1 day past due, that's going to be considered a 30-day late pay.
Okay. So pay them on time.
Pay them on time.
Awesome.
There's options.
And something else with your program, which we all love at JP and Associates, we all love the Phenix Group because you guys get it done effectively and aggressively, but you do it for a fee. So just run that through real quick for people that are just now joining us for the first time that haven't watched our previous videos, how your process works.
Okay. Everything is completely free. up until we actually go to work for the client. So there's several conversations that happen before a client enrolls into the program. Those conversations are free. There's a whole credit report analysis on the client's credit report to even determine if they're going to be a good candidate for the program. That credit report analysis is free. So yeah, up until we actually go to work, call us, it's free. As far as the cost of service goes, it is just entirely based off of the work that has to be done.
Okay.
So it's based off of how many accounts are we going after, how many collection accounts are we going after, charge-offs, how much negative debt. When I say negative debt, I'm not talking about like credit card balances or car notes or anything like that. Negative debt being just accounts that are in collection status or charged off status.
Okay. And you guys work with an attorney?
Yes.
Which is why you're so aggressive.
That's it. And that's what allows for us to get those aggressive results in a quick time frame. With a simple dispute process, you're only engaging at that bureau level. And with our attorneys, we can leverage a whole bunch of different federal and state consumer laws at the collection agency level and the defaulted creditor level. And that's where you really see those aggressive results.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
We're going to leave James's information in the comment section below. So if you have any questions, just reach out to James directly or to myself, and I could hook you up with James. So thanks again, James, and I will see you next month.
Yes. See ya. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this informative. And if you did, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, or share this video with your family and friends. If you have any questions for myself or for James Lee, you can reach out to us directly. You can reach out to me via my website, Austin-Texas, homesforsale.com, or you can reach James in the comments section below. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.